Hey everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm back at it for another day of detecting. I'm excited to take you with me. It's currently raining, but I'm hoping it doesn't completely rain me out today. So I'm excited to get back out here, look for some old relics, potentially some old bottles, old glass, and I want you all to enjoy it with me. Check out my new t-shirt. My sister Anna got it for me for my birthday. It says Detecting SaGa on it. Thrilled to be wearing it today, and I'm excited to show you what I find. Stay tuned. I've been using my detector, going around, looking for metal, of course, but I spotted this in the ground here. It's likely not whole, but I'm just going to get my trowel out and start digging around. Yeah, I can tell it's not whole. Let's see what it was. Okay. Yeah, there's really not much to it. Nothing on the bottom, and it's broken enough that I of course couldn't tell what's on it, although it does have this sort of scalloped sort of look inside of it. I can feel the ridges actually inside and not out. I'll hang on to it just in case, but we'll keep looking. Maybe I'll find another whole bottle here. That would be amazing. Got a strong signal here, jumping a little bit, but it's very loud. It's possible it's just junk, of course, but you know what, it's worth it. I'm gonna see if I can pinpoint it. Might be a little big. Yeah, it might be a bit big, but we're gonna try it anyway. I'm just sort of get in here. I see a piece of glass already. There's tons of glass back in here. I think one thing about the rain, so much rain this summer, it's washed a lot of the top soil, I guess, the top soil off. And I think it's exposing more of the glass that's been buried for a long time. So that's pretty interesting. I had found a little honey hole of glass around a base of a tree here, but other than that I've been finding shards, but yeah, I've been seeing even more here today just on the surface. It's pretty interesting. I've been picking up some as I go. So let me get the pinpointer out now. Yep, it's on. Let me change the functionality. There we go. Okay, definitely got something here. Whoa. Well, isn't that weird? Boy, that's bizarre. I honestly don't know. So far, no writing on it. Kind of looks like maybe a little bit of a green hue to it, so maybe copper, but I'll definitely have to clean this one up. If anyone can ID this for me, yeah, please help me out. I really don't know. Interesting base to it. Let's see if there's anything else in here. I'll set that aside. No? I think that was it. Let me... Oh, interesting. Let me just do a little sweep over with my detector again. I'll see if there's anything else in here. So that last hole just had some nails in it. Nothing special. As I go along, if I find a log or a stump where I feel like, okay, that's pretty visible, I'll come back along and I'll pick up my finds. I tend to do that. I just leave things there on a log. Let me see, I had something else in here. Oh, come on. Okay. Found some bits of pottery, so I'm just going to leave the stuff here while I hunt some more. And I'll come back for it because it starts loading down my pouch here, and I can't carry it all at once. So I will come back for that, and we'll keep moving on, see what I can find next. I spared you me digging the hole, but I was getting a 17, 18, 19 signal, and it was solid, so I decided to dig it. Seems to be, I swept my detector over the clod here, and it's in the clod, and it was ringing up as a solid 17. I did notice just now this little slug there and some nice mushrooms. If I get hungry, I can just, you know, chow down on the mushrooms, not the snail or slug, and really not the mushrooms either. All right, let's go. Got it on? Oh, it's right there. Okay. I want to be careful here. Well, that's interesting. That's a nail going through that piece of metal. I don't think there's anything special to it. Let me get my my toothbrush here. We'll just give it a gentle brush. Not seeing anything special on it yet. Okay. I do think the metal's older because I find a lot of things that are sort of this reddish color here coming out of the ground. Boy, that's interesting. Huh. I don't know. Must have been fitted onto something. I'll get it home and clean it up a bit further. But you can see the hole now where the nail's going through. That's interesting. Cool little piece anyway. All right, cool. I have a 12, 13 really strong signal right here. Let's see what it is. Okay, let's dig right about there, and I'm gonna just sort of brush some of these leaves away if I can. Okay. Make sure it wasn't in the leaves. Nope. Okay. Let's see here. Let me dig a little bit. Right about there. Kind of seems to be in the hole still and sort of out. So let me just get down on my knees here, get my pinpointer out. We'll see what we got. Huh, that's interesting. Boy, this underbrush here, sometimes it's better than it had been, but yeah, it can be a lot. Let's just turn up the sensitivity. Okay, yeah. Yep. It kind of was right. It's kind of up here, I think. But sort of down there too. Isn't that interesting? All right, grab that. Is it in there? No. All right, I'm going to turn my sensitivity back down. Yep, back down to 1, and I'm getting it now. So I guess I didn't dig the hole quite right. Let me get my trowel out. Oh, what's that? Nope, dirt. Oh, I can see it. Alrighty. I do love these. They're displayable, frameable, lovable. All right, moving on. In a different video of mine, I explained how to grid by swinging and overlapping your swing. Now, I know that drives some people crazy, but I feel like if I'm going to be out here, I might as well cover as much ground as I can in terms of not missing a spot. And other people would probably argue that, but I tend to do that when I'm on, you know, a park, when I'm in a park or on a field. In the woods, it's just different. You've got to maneuver stumps, logs, sticks, underbrush. It's different. You got to do the best that you can to cover ground. So right here, I'm in a little bit of a clearing. So that's working out okay, but it can be tough. It can be tricky. You just have to do the best that you can. Okay, I decided to switch gears. I wasn't finding a whole lot with the metal detector right now because I didn't really give myself much time. I got too excited. I had to wait for a storm to pass through to get out here, which didn't leave me much time. So I decided to switch gears a little bit and come over to the area where I found glass. Now, you might notice a bunch here on the ground. I know this looks terrible. I did not leave it like this, but what's happened since I dug and it's been raining, it's eroded away that soil that I tried to cover it up with. I would not want to leave it like this. I don't want anybody to cut themselves. So I do feel a little bit bad about that because that was not my intention. So I think what I might do is I might just try to clean it up a little bit better. I always carry a little baggie with me because it's the easiest thing to carry for the glass. Usually what I do is I dig through and layer by layer and try to find pieces with embossing on it, old mason jars. I've found, you can actually see one in the distance over there, but blue or aqua color mason jar top, so where the thread would be. So that's what I try to do, and then I just sort of leave the other shards here. Now, kind of looks like I can't do that because I don't like that animals could come along, cut themselves. I don't like that people could come along and cut themselves. So I'm going to dig a little bit, try to clean up the area as best as I can, and let's hope we find something else, because I've gone around this way and I'm making myself this way. So I have dug over in there, and I had this little bit yet to go through. So let's go through it together. All right, so interestingly, this one was right on the top, and it does have some embossing on it. I must have missed it, because right now it's pretty wet, but earlier when I was digging in the spring here, it was very dry, and probably just had dirt all over it, I didn't notice. So that one's got embossing on it. It was laying right on the surface, so I'm just going to pick it up and take it home, see if I can figure out what name is on it. That'd be pretty cool. I'll keep digging. Yeah, just found another little piece here with kind of like this fancy little top. I'm really taking anything like that. I just think it's pretty neat, and like I've said in some other videos of mine, I'm going to take it home, and I have already started tumbling some of it. So now bottle diggers out there are probably cringing. A little piece of maybe brick, I don't know. Bottle diggers are probably cringing at watching me do this, but you know what, all of this stuff in here that I have so far found is already in shards, so I don't want to break it further, but you know, I've not found anything whole in here. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. There's a little tiny bit of embossing there, so I'm just going to throw it in the bag and let's keep going. What I've been doing is I just use my trowel. I am not knowledgeable in bottle digging. So I'm just making this up, honestly, but I just sort of scrape along the surface and then out pops something here. See, that's got a line to it there. A little bit tiny lines there. The lighting is getting kind of dark out here, so you can't really see very well. But yeah, cool different pieces like that. This piece I found is very thick. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that piece of glass is very thick. It's kind of got some little dimpling on it too, which is kind of interesting. This one was pretty thick as well. But yeah, just scraping along, trying to, and sometimes every once in a while I'll stick my trowel down in like that, just kind of gently. And if I hear that sound, okay, then I know I'm on the right track. So I'm just sort of putting the pieces off to the side that I may not want. I might look through it in a little bit. Like, there are different pieces of, you know, plates, pottery in here as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep scraping along, and out will pop different pieces of glass. Now, this was by chance that I discovered this was here. And why? Because I saw one piece of glass at the base of this tree. I picked it up, and then I started kind of poking around, and it led me to realize that there's a whole bunch of glass in here. A lot of it has been super cool, even if it's not whole. So yeah, I find it fun. It's neat to bring up pieces that are cool looking, different colors. I have a piece of pottery that's got flowers on it. It's really nice. So yeah, I'll scrape along here, I'll poke along, and if I find another good piece, I will turn the GoPro back on and show you. Scraping along, and I kind of went like this, and I heard glass. So I started scraping in here. Kind of looks like aqua color. Make sure you guys can see. Sort of looks aqua. So I'm just gonna scrape along, kind of work around the outsides. Out pops a really thick piece of glass. That's interesting. Oh, no, it's thinner than I originally thought. Interesting. All right, so let's slowly. I don't know how big this piece is. Really hard to say. So I'm just gonna work at it. Oh, and I think I hear some more glass. There's some. Oh, interesting. That wasn't the piece I was going for, but that may have been like a medicine bottle. That kind of shape. I'm just guessing, but it kind of looks like that. Maybe something like that. I hear more glass in here. So let's just be careful. Get some of these sticks out of the way. Okay. There's out pops more. Okay, there's some up here. So I think what I'm going to do is sort of rake with my trowel. There's a piece. Yeah, I mean, it's just everywhere. It's just, I don't know what this, I mean, obviously they dumped glass here, but why is it all in shards? I don't know. There's really not been anything whole in this area, so I'm not sure what happened. Okay, we're getting to it. Just slow goings here. Oh, I think that's glass right there. Thought it was a rock for a second. Let's see. I'm sorry if it's pointing down to the ground. Okay. Wow. See if we can pop this. There. It's not very big. Here we go. Okay. Ah, cool. You can see an air bubble right there. So you know that's old glass. That aqua color, love that. This probably was a mason jar. I've found some that color in here. Neat. Is it my bag? I take anything with an air bubble as well. I love those. Let's see what else is down here. Another shard. Oh, that just broke. Man, that stinks. You can see where I did that. I don't think I've broken something in here before. I just got too excited. All right. Let's just sort of scrape along. Okay, I'll pop another. Now, let's see what's up here. Yeah, that's a thick piece right there. Let's come along this side. There was something, I think that's just plain. Wow, what is that? Oh, I think it goes right along this stump here. So let's just work our trowel in. See what we got. Now this is broken, I can tell. Let's see what it is. Okay, nothing special, just plain. But it's got that little bit of a lip there. So probably a piece of that other piece we found earlier. All right. All right, I need to wrap up, but I wanted to show you a few pieces that I found here. Just various little bits. I got some, another piece of embossing. You can see the words Shenandoah, which is cool. I'm going to take that home and definitely put it on my shelf. Found various, this is probably a glass with a nice edge around the bottom. Pick this one up. I kind of like to see, you know, even if it's not complete glass, I like those. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else I have here. Yeah, probably just another little medicine bottle. Various bits of mason jar pieces. And I actually found a little piece here that says mason there. So I'm definitely taking that home too, because I got various pieces. Now, I would love it if somebody could help me, because I think I may have found uranium glass right here. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I might just get myself a black light just to see if it is uranium glass. I think that would be really cool. I don't think this is, but I do like the bubbles in it, showing that it's old glass, because this looks a little bit different in terms of color. I don't want to break it. So I think that's uranium, which is really neat. Other little bits here, there's another bottom here with writing on it with embossing, and then a few little other pieces here. You can see some detail in there. If you flip it over, it's kind of dirty, but when I clean that up, I think it's going to look pretty. And then another bottom with embossing there as well. I'm going to clean up this area because I don't want to leave it like this. I'm probably going to dig some dirt off to the side and throw it on top so that nobody gets hurt from it. And I've just been slowly working on this area for months, taking it home, cleaning it up, polishing it with my rock tumbler. So yeah, I wanted to give you a little insight into my experience with glass digging. It's not very extensive, but I have found this pretty cool. Just stumbled upon it. So you never know. When you're out detecting, you might find glass, which could lead to a bit of a dump. So take a look and see what you can find.
The use of uranium in glass spans several centuries, though its heyday was in the 19th and early 20th centuries. The earliest known production of uranium glass is attributed to Josef Riedel in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. He is credited with developing uranium glass in the 1830s, calling the yellow variant Anna Yellow and the green variant Anna Green, named after his daughter. Bohemian glass manufacturers quickly adopted the technique. Uranium glass became particularly popular during the Victorian era. Its unique color and the fascinating glow it produced under early UV light sources, such as gas mantles or specialized lamps, made it a fashionable novelty. It was used to produce a wide variety of household items, including tableware, vases, bottles, figurines, and even jewelry. Uranium glass continued to be popular into the Art Deco period, with manufacturers in the United States like Fenton Glass Company and Fostoria Glass Company. England also produced significant quantities during this time period. The clean lines and the bold colors of Art Deco designs often complemented the vibrant hues of uranium glass. The production of uranium glass largely ceased during World War II. As the development of nuclear weapons became a priority, uranium became a strategically important and regulated material. A prime example of this was the use of uranium in the Manhattan Project. Its use in civilian products, like glass, were restricted or banned entirely. After the war, some limited production of uranium glass resumed, primarily for novelty items, art glass, or scientific purposes. However, it never regained its widespread popularity due to continued regulation of uranium and changing tastes. Uranium glass stands as a unique testament to the intersection of scientific curiosity, industrial innovation, and shifting cultural aesthetics throughout history.
I wanted to come back and dig at this spot again. See if I can find any other unique pieces in here. This is right where I left off last night, and I did try to do a better job of covering up my tracks a little bit. And I will do that again tonight. So you can see, hold that back a little bit, and there's all that glass. I think there's a piece right here that I missed last night. Let's pull that out. All right. Oh, this one's got a number on it. Looks like maybe 19 or 61. Not sure which. That's cool, we'll take it. I recently remembered or reminded myself that the numbers on the bottles on the bottom do indicate something. My mom was actually the one that reminded me that the number 13 oftentimes was broken. The bottle would be broken because of superstition in that number. So if you find a number with 13, and if anybody knows any more about that, please let me know. But those are often not intact. So if you can find a bottle that's whole with 13 on it, it's pretty rare. Okay, not seeing anything right in there. Bend that back a little bit so I can get in here. Oh, I think I hit something in there. There must be glass in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Just more of that kind of aqua color. Nothing special was on it, just plain. And again, I'm just scraping along, slowly, trying to see what reveals itself to me here. I'm gonna move down this way. Let me put my trowel in though and see if I can hear anything. That was a rock. No, it's not that way. Okay. We'll move this bit off to the side here. Yeah, that was from last night. I'm just gonna work here a little while and I'll catch you up when I'm wrapping up. I'll show you the glass that I'm gonna keep. The this glass area is way more extensive than I originally thought it was. I originally had sort of poked my trowel in to see if I could find glass, and it was mostly near the base of that tree, but I have now spanned out from that a fair bit. Found this piece of crock here. Look at that glaze. I love the two tones. That is so neat. I found a huge pile of great glass I'm taking home. I wanted to turn on the camera though because this is pretty close. Oh, that popped out there. This is pretty close to maybe the most whole piece of ball jar that I've found, although I think I just now saw the end of it maybe. I'm trying to be careful, and I think, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it goes way down there. Okay. All right. I'm going to try really carefully, and I think this is going to be the last thing that I bring up today because I'm realizing that I could spend hours and hours here. So I'm going to slowly work my way down this way, and I mean, there's tons of glass in here too, so I need to be careful. Oh, look at that little one that just popped out. Oh my goodness, that is adorable. Oh, I've got so many tops like that, just not the whole bottle. That's adorable. All right, let's see. Slowly, slowly. Gosh, I could just spend hours here. All right, let's see. Okay, unless this is two different pieces of glass, which it might very well could be, and I think it is. But boy, that was deceiving because that was really deceiving. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Here's the piece I was looking at, and then there's another piece here that made it look like it was extending. So I don't think it's very whole, but let's try to get it out anyway in one piece. I'm just gonna work this way. Right. Okay. Wow. Oh, yep, definitely broken. All right, well, that's too bad. But still a fairly big piece. Let's see. Oh, what's that? Okay, just more ball jar pieces there. Yep. All right, let's work around this way. Wow, it's a fairly big piece though. I think that's the most I've seen, like almost like the shoulder. Oh, maybe it goes down further than I thought. Let's see. Wow, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Gonna dig a little bit there. See if it'll loosen. There we go. All right. Wow. Okay. I don't know that you saw that when it first came out. Wow. Okay. Look at that. That would have been a fairly big jar. Oh, I know why. I've got it zoomed in here. Let me zoom back out. That'd have been a fairly big jar, I think. Wow, that's really neat. Love that slope, that curve to it. Definitely a different shape. I think it's a bit older. That is very neat. Love that. That was worth it. Even if it's not whole, that was definitely worth it for me. I'm gonna dig a little bit more here, see what else is in this hole with it. Another piece that may have gone with it even. What I might do, Maybe I'll try and see if it fits. I doubt it will, but you never know. Yeah, all right, that's cool. Okay, y'all, I am too excited to wait any longer because I just got home and I've got the black light in. I told y'all I wanted to see if I could tell if the glass that I found was uranium glass. And the way that you can do that is through a black light. So that just got in and I am too excited to wait until it gets darker. So I think what I'm going to do is pick out the pieces of glass that I want to test, and I'll take them inside and maybe go into a darker area and so that we can really see if it's uranium. I think it would work here in the daylight, but I want to see in a darker environment. This is the piece here in question in particular. I have a sneaking suspicion that this one is, although I could be wrong, but we're going to test it. And then I've got some other pieces here. Now this is a collection of my glass that I have found over the last several months in that hole that I've been digging in. Some of it is super neat. I love it. This is one of the pieces that I found with you all. Very pretty. Hopefully that's focusing okay. Yeah, just some really pretty pieces. Amber glass with some embossing, various different colors here. Here's another piece that I found with you all. I'm not sure that this is uranium glass, but we're going to test it anyway. I'll bring in some samples. We'll test to see if any of this ends up glowing. All right, let's get started. All right, I've now moved inside. My little microphone died that I was using, so it might be a little echoey in here, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm really excited to give this a try. Okay, very excited. All right, I've brought some pieces that I thought potentially could be uranium. I'm going to leave the two pieces that I found with you all to the very end, but any one of these could be, or it's possible they're not. Hard to say at this point, but let's get started. All right. But I did figure that if I'm going to test like this, I might as well just test everything that I have. So here's test number 1 with the black light. Okay, that's a no. From my vantage point here, it looks honestly like a clear piece of glass, and I'm looking through the camera as well, and it looks completely clear. So that's interesting because it does have a green tint to it in regular light, but that's a no. So we'll put that off to the side. Test number 2. No. Not seeing a glow. Now, I've never done this before, so I'm not entirely sure exactly what it's going to be like, but I did watch some videos, so I'm pretty sure that none of them so far have been uranium. Yeah, that's not. Okay, grab another piece. It's interesting because through the camera, it almost looks like every once in a while I see some green, but honestly, no, I don't think this is. It looks clear from when I'm looking just with my eyes. All right, let me put that to the side, make sure I'm not mixing anything up. Here we got, you can see the top to probably a mason jar. Nope. No, not glowing. I really think it should shine a lot brighter than that and not look clear. Okay? All right. This was the last piece that I did not find with you all, but found on my own time, and that's not uranium either. So none of those pieces that I thought potentially could be are uranium. But I'm hopeful for the pieces that I found with you all, although this one, the color of it looks more like the pieces of glass that I just found with you all. And from the start, I thought this piece and that other little piece that I found, yeah, they're both a bit green, but that other little piece that I found looked a little bit different. So we'll see. All right, here we go. Whew. All right. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, that's okay. That's all right. Looks clear from here. The interesting about this piece though, I cleaned it out, but you can see dirt still stuck in it, which is interesting because like at first I thought it was just still dirty, but actually the glass is broken here and the air bubbles opened just enough for dirt to fill in. So that's kind of an interesting little effect there. Kind of save some of that history with it, which I think is pretty neat. Okay, on to the next piece. Stop going on about air bubbles and we'll see what we got. Oh my gosh, I already see it glowing. No way. No way. Oh my gosh, I already saw it glowing just like with the light kind of shining on it. That is, oh no way. That is wild. Look at that. Holy cow. Even if you just bring it up like that, look at that. That is so cool. And the crazy thing is that I found this in the dirt. Man, I truly love this hobby. I know this isn't metal, but you know, like I said, when you're out metal detecting, you never know what you're going to find. You stumble on other things that help you learn about other materials, other relics, other types of things that people used to use. And uranium glass is one that I heard about, in the last couple of years. So I knew about it, but I had never seen it in person. That is absolutely wild. Absolutely. Look at that. Look how much it glows. Let me get the other piece here. The one with the air bubbles I was going on about. You see the difference? That's crazy. I have to wonder if there's more of it in that hole. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think from now on, I will carry this black light with me when I go dig glass, and I can confirm then and there. It doesn't have to be exactly in a lowly lit environment. In fact, let's turn on the light. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, so you can see it glowing there, even with the light on, and I can see that even without the camera going. Wow. What a cool little experiment this was. That is so neat. Oh, I'm not going to get over that anytime soon. That is so cool. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That was a very neat thing to do. Wow.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I had a blast, and I hope you did too. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'd be thrilled to have each and every one of you come on this journey with me. I'll see you for the next saga.